You are now listening to Creator Corner.
Hi everyone, welcome to Creative Corner. We're really excited about our conversation today and looking to welcome two amazing guests, Jess and Allison. Jess and Allison are both co-founders of Equalshuman, and we're really excited to learn a little bit more about their experience launching an all-gender clothing fashion line, as well as their experience with launching an NFT project. So we're really excited about that conversation, and we'll jump in and get started.
Great,
Hi.
thanks, Paul.
Hi guys.
Hey, Jess and Allison, welcome. To start, as we know, Equalshuman is a very mission-driven clothing line. So we're really interested to hear more about how has it been navigating the fashion industry with a very purpose-driven brand.
It definitely, I think, has a little bit more challenges than typical because we don't really want to cut any corners, and we want to make sure that we're doing our best at every aspect of our business. And I think with the community outreach and the art involved, it also has so many different layers that it's not just a clothing line. We are a movement. So it's, it gets tricky. Yeah, it gets tricky in a lot of ways, but it's like at the end of all that trickiness is like a beauty that's created from it. So it's definitely worth it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we're kind of interested in what was the inspiration or influence behind your both work as a creator in, again, like a very purpose-driven fashion clothing line.
You want to go?
I guess it's just has to, like, everything we do comes from the heart, has meaning, has intention, right, Jessica? Oh God, she had to teach me that.
Everything with intention.
So like we put purpose and intention to everything, and it comes from a good place, then it grows like organically, and that's what's been going on. Like we'll get into fights and not fights. Okay. Pineapple. No. We'll like get into it, but like it like always works out, and we're like, okay, you get to take the good with the bad, that kind of thing, and it just starts growing, and that goes on to like art, music, donation part, like back checking, like, are you really who you say you are? Are you really like organic? Are you really giving me what I'm asking for? And it makes our job like 100 years longer. Nice.
I think like the reason why we wanted to do it was I always wanted to do something with my art, but I didn't want to just be an artist. Not that that's anything bad, but I wanted it to do something else and something more. And Al wanted to do a t-shirt line, and we were like, all right, standing in my living room, and we just said, kind of screw it. And
I come from like an artsy background, and like we're always like this. I was a dancer, she's an artist, like, and we got there and used it to get us through parts of our lives too. So like now we've
always given back. Give back has always been part of both of our lives prior to this, and like even when we were going through our own stuff. So that just isn't obvious that it would be part of our business.
If the whole world would just go like that.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. It sounds like, it definitely has been an interesting journey. You mentioned, really focusing on that organic growth and, how important it has been to be really heart-led there. So it sounds like this has really presented some unique challenges there in the process of your journey. So would love to, and I know we could probably talk about this for hours, but would love to just understand, what are some of those initial challenges that you both had to overcome as a purpose-driven brand?
I can think of like one, which is kind of like, not insignificant, but stickers. Like we want to be able to give nice stickers out, and we want to be able to like show people appreciation with them. And it's really hard to be able to get a sticker that's actually biodegradable, or
our stickers
our stickers are biodegradable. They're awesome.
Wet. It's like the witch.
They're gone right away, and it's like they're
$7 a sticker. And I got in trouble for that order.
I'm saying it's kind of like if you equate it to fast food and organic food. Anything organic is 10 times more expensive than going to McDonald's or going to, it's the same thing. So it's like we're a startup. We're a brand new company.
Giving up.
We're a brand new company, and it's trying to get vendors or other people that are on board with this, that align with us, or a factory that aligns with us in every aspect.
Like we do a function. I'm like, hey, by the way, can we not use plastic products? Can we do this? Can you maybe think about changing your whole business to paper? How about that? And we're trying to spread the word. It took us 2 years to make eco-friendly, even one sustainable-ish hat, right? Yeah. No one's ever going to be 100% sustainable at this point, just saying.
Yeah, hats, I live in them. That's another big thing. We are not able to, there's some out there, like she said, sustainable-ish, that, we
did a good job, though. We got one 2 years ago.
Yes, it took 2 years of us digging and her going crazy and everybody looking for different.
No, I'm still not 100% happy. I'm going to tell you the truth.
I'm with you. So we found a factory that we hope can create that for us. But
100% twill, organic, no dip dye for let's do this in blueberries.
Yes,
that kind of stuff. How do we dye black? Charcoal.
Yeah. Right. Sounds like, you all went through kind of supply and cost of supply costs and figuring out what were the best vendors that really aligned with that eco-friendliness. And again,
ethical, that. Not just ethical, moral.
Right. And that as well. But it sounds like with perseverance, you guys did find somewhat a manufacturer that you both are comfortable with at this time. So I'm really happy to hear that. But we talked a little bit about what led you both to this purpose-driven fashion brand, kind of the inspirations to create this brand, and also the initial challenges in overcoming the initial startup cost of it. So for other just fashion designers out there, we'd love to focus a little bit more about the success you all had in the space. And as you know, with COVID, there is a lot of just pivoting for creators and how to really adapt in this evolving creator economy. Can you both share how you both have changed maybe your art or the way you think about art to adjust during these changing times?
Take away, my little artist.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been as you can see, this kind of artist with paintbrush or sticks or whatever the heck it is. And now I love doing stuff on Procreate, and I messed around with it years ago, and now it's a second hand for me, and I love doing it. And now it's making this even better because I'm able to see on my iPad what I want to put there, and I'm able to instead of spray painting and taping and doing all of this stuff there as I always do, I'm able to do it in a half an hour, or not a half an hour, that's not true, it's hours at times, but
wait, you can't just do this in 5 minutes?
But it's I can erase it right then and there and kind of start over, as opposed to this is such a grand thing. I have to rearrange my studio, I have to rearrange my benches, I have to move shit, literally.
And she has to start wearing a mask. Yeah.
But it's really funny how we have to move everything around, and on an iPad I can kind of do the same stuff to create this kind of stuff and make this vision better for me, and while also learning a lot about tech, which I was always the absolute worst, flip out on a computer. I've thrown them.
I've watched that thing. It's amazing. She's at a really much better place, guys.
Oh yes, COVID gave me IT. Where
you've been on planes for 6 hours. She's on iPad. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, leave me alone.
I know, I got my watch, my Beats, my iPad, my pencil. I'm like,
what? I'm like, yeah.
That's amazing. So it sounds like Jess definitely went through a digital transformation there during COVID and lockdown.
You know how many transformation goes on? You can't work here unless you're transforming something.
Yeah, changing those paintbrushes for stencils and iPad pens there. But no, thank you for sharing that. And talking a little bit about what that journey has been like. I'm curious, taking that a little bit further, what are some other social media tools or digital tools that you have utilized to not only change your creative process, which it sounds like you've done, but also grow your audience with these new digital tools?
I think like for us, I feel for Equalshuman, I feel like when we're a little bit more vulnerable in the space, that's when we get more response and more reaction.
Yes, we are. We like walk the walk, dude.
Yeah,
we're not like
humanity is seen, and when we
been
are
through it on,
yeah.
I've had my hard times before, and like, and like we're just trying to like bring it out,
I think that's been like our best asset, as also like when I know you're talking digital right now, but when we're at live events, it's really interesting to see like the little mini community that's created within that couple of hours right in front of our booth or right in our booth or wherever we are, So
we say bringing art to life and bringing the digital world into art. So the people that are like, so it's like bringing all the worlds together. So bring the digital world in. And just, I'm going to blow smoke up her butt just for a second. She's grown digitally a lot. Like she's been able to like do so much more with her art and on the back end with us and social media. And she was not really a social media. And now, we're all working together. Art, this NFT,
Shopify's been a nightmare, and Allison like has taken it over and had to deal with such like.
AKA, we had to pay a lot of people to help us.
We still have issues, but it's like she now knows like she can go in there and okay,
I got it.
That's the problem. That needs to be changed, or that needs to be changed.
Call me.
2 years ago, it would be like, what?
Yes. Yeah. Now we have an intern, and we are showing her what to do.
Yes.
Right. We're growing. We're spreading the joy.
That's amazing. Sounds like there's lots of just partnerships, collaboration, trial and errors that has occurred during the past few years since launching the brand. So to further that question, like how has collaboration really supported the growth in Equalshuman?
I think like anytime we join hands with somebody, it just heightens the awareness of who we are,
So good.
Like right now we're at
like
the
this
store Unracked and in Hudson, New York. So she's always promoting for us, and she's
Great
awesome.
girl.
She's such a sweetheart. And she has like a purpose with her store, and she knows what she wants.
It's
and
like
she,
all the purposes
and
are
then
sticking together.
Right. And she joined on
something.
with somebody else, Gen Art, who we worked with, and now they're doing
Some
something
people
together.
are comebacks. Some people are
it's
just growing.
We met Andre through Gen Art and Lewis. So it's like everybody kind of, greases the wheel, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it kind of just, I think we're all really new in this, and it's all this whole space and the whole world, that's what's going on today, is so different and so new, and so drastically, instantly different. So everybody either had to jump on board or you're screwed. So I think like that's where I was Zoom meetings and
beautiful. Sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
She had this beautiful idea of the NFT. I'm like, what the hell is this talking about? Like, oh, now what does she want to do? And then like she kept growing in the idea, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And I don't know anything. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And now I'm like in it, and I'm like, I don't even care if I know exactly what's going on. I'm just doing it. I'm just kidding.
It's like, it's very new. Like I was saying, we're all trying to figure it out, see what works best for us, see how to get the word out there, how to do this, how to do that. And I think the more everybody jumps on board with supporting each other and bringing everybody up, that's the reason why you do a collaboration. It's not just one-sided.
The thing with what grabbed me, to be honest, was when we're like, oh my God, the donation side of this. And we're big on that together.
Yeah.
And like with our businesses is so like, why not? Every aspect to help. Like, why not?
Like when I sell art at an event, I have a percentage goes to free arts. She's my art dealer. She's higher than anybody else.
Off the street, I'm an art dealer.
But so my art and Equalshuman, so that's just something that is important to us. Even when we're not Equalshumaning it, we're doing that on our.
I don't know anymore. That's all I do.
I know. It's kind of 24/7.
Like if I have to do it work or her, I'm out. I gotta go.
Like the only one I want to talk to or see. Work her.
We don't really talk. We're like, okay, is it clear? Are you okay? Do we have 5 minutes to talk to me?
Can we talk personal for a second?
Well, it's just amazing to hear about the ways, organic collaborations have occurred for Equalshuman. And it sounds like, in terms of the type of collaborations really driven around, aligning on the mission, similar values. And so in terms of, just partnerships and collaborations, really just focus on those collaborations that are not only expanding the brand, the audience, but are really elevating and uplifting similar mission-driven companies there. And so that's amazing that you all have been able to really just build this community, this group of collaborators and partnerships organically. So thank you so much for sharing that. I think in terms of the way that it sounds like collaborations have played a big role there in growing the audience and expanding your network there. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? How has your audience or input from your community impacted the way or influenced the way that you build the Equalshuman brand?
I think that's what how our brand is here. It's everyone else and all our friends and family and everyone coming together. So the impact, it just keeps on getting better.
People kind of glance at us and then kind of sometimes will go by. But if you go down, if you look, you know who we are, and then you stick around and you come back and you come back and you come back. It's like when we were at Pride 2 years ago, we had so many people that were there, came back this year.
Yeah,
and we had people that were following us on Instagram who had no clue who they were, that came from our hometown that we had no clue about and came to see us at Pride. Cool. And then this last Pride, we had the most interaction with the people that were there hanging out. We did an impromptu photo shoot with Jody, and we just grabbed all these different humans, and we really like to incorporate humans and everything. And it's just because you're not with an agency and you're not a model doesn't mean you're not a beautiful human too and can't be our model. You know what I mean? So it's we like to do those impromptu human collaborations on the street where they're like, oh my God, I love that shirt or that jacket, and they try it on and we take a picture and they're like,
they feel like a rock star. They're like everyone's looking at them, they're taking pictures and they're just like, yes,
it is. And they own it. And that's what we want.
We're just all right, that's it.
Own.
I didn't sell a t-shirt, but I got that.
That sounds amazing. I mean, it sounds like y'all doing something to captivate these audiences and your community to bring them back to your brand and just your circle. So it sounds like you all are very captivating humans yourselves. And I know we mentioned it earlier a little bit about NFTs and how it's sort of new to you both. Can you just share with us how you guys even got involved with the NFT space from the beginning?
I started reading about it I don't know, probably 3 years ago now. And Gary V, who is my boyfriend.
No, motivational speaker.
I don't know how he just came across my feed one day. He came across my feed one day and I just loved him, and I just started digging in about NFTs, and I read about Ferocious 3 years ago, and he came into what it did for him, and yes, he made fucking millions, but it got him away from his parents that hated him. It got him out to be able to be himself and to be human and not worry about somebody hurting him or getting a bad rap or, whatever the case is, or have to hide. This is for me, I get so excited when I talk about it, and I haven't talked about it in a while, but it's just connecting dots. You just continue to grow and grow and grow, and you just reach more people with different avenues and different ways to get there and help this person and that person. There's a little artist, a kid artist, a teenage artist, a 70-year-old artist, a musician, a dancer. We can sell a dancing video NFT. It's not just about making the money, it's about building that community and giving people hope and awareness that they too can build this of themselves. You don't need to be out there to do it. You can do it.
I love that. I think it's definitely, it rings true to what I've seen in the NFT space, just the value that we can add to the community that we've already built. Just another way for us to connect and continue to not just build on this community, but interact and engage and, really connect like-minded folks alike. And so I think that personally, that's one of the things that I enjoy about the space. And so thank you so much for sharing that background and your passion there around why you're interested in utilizing NFTs as another way to elevate your art and connect with your community in a different way. I think this would be a great place to transition a little bit about, Equalshumans and the Licata Being collaboration. Would love to hear about the incredible world of creatures that you've built. Specifically, would love to hear a bit about the process of creating the world, and if you can share any visibility there around the roadmap, we would love to hear about that as well.
So I've always doodled, and actually it's odd that you brought this up. I found books from high school from 1994 and 1995 of all my old journals and all my old drawings and my little lands that I used to make, and they're these mushroom lands and these little creatures all over the place. And I always kind of needed an outlet, and I felt like that land at that point just helped me get there. And I feel like when I started doing this, we started kind of creating more guys and
my boyfriends.
Yeah, Pink is Alice's boyfriend.
These pictures.
They all mean something. Where if you notice, their ears or their eye, one ear or one eye is bigger than the other, and they're either listening very intently or they're seeing and observing. And it's just kind of what I feel like the world needs a little bit more. And that's where I kind of was going with them. And that's where I wanted, that's who Equalshuman is. It's what Al and I are. That's what all the people that work with us are. That's what everybody around us wants the world to be seen as the humanity is right now. It's not in a great space, but everything around us, we can change. We can, if
balance.
Yes. It's the world's crazy. The world's always going to be crazy. There's always going to be something going on. And if you can own your humanness and just know that we're all going through something, we all need to listen. We all need to observe. We all need to just shut up sometimes and and just be and allow the world to happen. And it's really hard. Yeah.
Everything we can just
be. And it's the world is in such a fight right now on being this or being that or going here or going there or whatever the case may be. And that's really, I know we're all just trying to find our way home. And I think we need to just own that and know that, have a little more compassion for humanity.
Thank you for sharing that. I really loved and connected with how intentional these creatures were built. Like you mentioned, I know Pinchu and Times Baron Blue has a bigger ear.
Oh yeah, girl.
So it's really amazing just to see the intentionality behind creating these tokens. So I think it's a good segue to our next question is, how do you plan to kind of use these tokens, NFTs, to really empower and connect with your audience differently? And more specifically, considering that Fashion Week is coming soon, what are your expectations of how the audience could be using the token offerings to expand, again, to your larger artistic offering?
So I think when we did the NFT collaboration with Baron, we had made a certain bag. So tokens like that, you have a one-of-a-kind piece of artwork.
It's also spreading awareness.
Yes.
It's grabbing every avenue and bringing it together.
Because Baron is also another huge philanthropy person who's always involved in giving back. So that was a great collaboration. And that was the awareness around that. And then I think we are thinking about doing another drop near Fashion Week, and that's just going to bring another awareness. Exactly. And I think that in and of itself would attach to another donation program, and that would bring another level of awareness.
Everyone's marketing off of each other, collaborating off of each other, but it all works. So whatever way you want to put it, it works. Yeah, it's just getting it out there together.
Yeah,
it worked for me. I mean, you sucked me in. I mean, here we are. Great, another avenue. Just
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for sharing that, Jess. I think it's very exciting that you mentioned they're enjoying the project, and there was a lot of alignment there with the work that he had previously done in terms of really just supporting the community. And so I think one thing that Mary and I were very curious about as well was really learning a little bit more about that collaboration with BBX. We talked to various creators that are, as I mentioned, new to the NFT space, or some really have no idea what the NFT space is about. And so would love to understand, how did BBX help prepare Equalshuman to drop your NFT project?
They were very, very on point and communicative, and like always there for the meetings, and always like telling, like I would be like, what
very
the hell does that
excited,
mean,
like
Andre?
into it, dude.
Yeah,
like
very hyped up.
Point.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I'm like, yeah, I get off the phone with him. I'm like, all right, let's do this. Right, like NFT, yay. No, it's good though.
Yeah.
Allison, we love your excitement.
I just apologize. I should just wear like, sorry.
No, it's great. We love it. It seems like a lot of alignment with.
We should just make it not medicated today.
Oh, it's so funny. I'm glad to hear that there was just a lot of alignment with Bench Builder and Andre, as their lead. Seems like there's just a lot of partnership and good collaboration going on between Equalshumans and Bench Builder. So we're really happy that it's been really successful for both of us. So as part of our closing remarks, we just like to ask these rapid fire questions to our guests. So in 5 words, can you describe NFTs?
Community, awareness, art, creativity, entrepreneurship.
Nice.
Yeah, that was quick.
Yeah, that was really quick. One of the quickest we've had. How about you, Allison? Anything?
No, she said it all. No, 5 words, I would say, colorful, bright, enhancing, gravitating, and I don't know, just brought my Equalshuman to the digital world. That's all I got.
That's awesome too. That was pretty quick as well.
Yeah, we'll count I don't know as 3 words there. Yeah, and then the last question we have is, where can we find you on social media?
At Equalshuman_movement.
At Licata Bean.
Yep.
At Nina Allison Vitolo.
Yeah.
Great. We'll definitely make sure to include all those social media handles in our video, in our interview as well. But before we wrap up, we want to thank you both so much for your time today. It was really so great to learn more in depth about Equalhumans, and so we're very, very grateful for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was really fun. Thank you both for your time and energy, and just for sharing a little piece about you both and the brand, the movement y'all are creating. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Creator Corner is a podcast production presented by the Ars Network. It is hosted by Dalia Zaragoza and Mary Figueroa. This podcast is edited and produced by Muhammad Abdullah Kawish.